Hey guys, George MGR Performance. I've been working on the cylinder head all day, and like I said in the previous videos, I just purchased this Superflow 600, and right now I'm having fun with the cylinder head because when I was using this bench over here, it would not show the same turbulence. It would show at 7 inches, now to this one at 28 inches. So I put the head on the bench, and to my surprise, it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. So I opened up the bowl area more, I laid back the short more, I opened up the port a little bit more, and my numbers were a bit better. Like I was getting this number at 5, but then it was dropping off. So now with the modification that I did, you see, like before it was like going 290 at 5, then 284, 291. It wasn't climbing this way. So with the more work that I did now, 72, 151, 214, 260. This was going 290 before, but I did more work, and now it lost flow here, but it gained at 600. Before, as soon as you open the valve over 500, it would drop. So now I lost here, but I mean it's carrying all the way through. So a new learning curve for me, because with the higher depression now, the thing is, when I do the cylinder heads, the stock castings, I use stock valves. When you use a bigger valve, believe it or not, it becomes more of a problem because the bowl area needs to be bigger. The short turn needs to be different, because now the bigger valve, let's say your short turn, it's coming this way, and you have a 2-inch valve, right? Well, when you put a 202 valve, right, and your short is like this, now all of a sudden it's going more like this, more like that, and you have to fix this, and then your percentages of the throat. On top of that, I milled the heads 20 thousandths because I need to get a certain compression for my customer's combination. So making the chamber smaller, killing flow that way. But all in all, right now, I mean, before it was 290 or 500, but it would go down to 278, and then 280, and then 289, and then it'll wake up around here. Right now, it lost flow at 5, but it's constantly gaining. So I'd rather have it this way. I did a lot of work today. I've been here since, it's been 5 hours. I'm playing around so I can get to see how I'm gonna do my other ones, because the port, I kept the port narrow. It doesn't like it right now. It's way too much speed in the port, and right now it's good this way. And I mean, stock these heads flow around 255, so they're about 50 CFM better than stock, which I usually get these numbers even on a Superflow 600. But this is the first time, because I don't remember, because I think I did one of the heads pretty much all out. Then I did the valve job, and I said, okay, I'm going to finish the porting afterwards. So it's possible that the other head was, I didn't even look at it, to be honest with you. But I just randomly picked this one, and I blended into the valve job. Then I did 1 flow test, 2 flow tests. You see, it was going 294 or 500. But then 282, 284, 287, 292. It was just, right now, it's, yes, it lost flow here, about a solid 11 CFM, but it gained it over here, and it gained it over here, and it gained it over here. So it's more even now. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure I could do better, but it's not the naturally aspirated, all out. Even what I've done right now, it's beyond what I'm getting paid to do. You know what I mean? But this is what it is when you start flowing stuff, and then you gotta check all of them, and then it never ends. So George MGR Performance, 243 GM casting. Right now I'm a 90.5% throat, and I'm a 98% ball area. And I don't want to open the port any more than this. There's zero sandpaper. It's just all with a grinder. I mean, the numbers. That's a good number. That's a good number. That's a good number. And this, like I said, it was 10 CFM better. But now, as soon as you would open the valve from 5 to 550, it was 292 or 290, and then it would drop down to 278. Well, now it's 279 here, and it gains at 550, then it gains at 600, then it gains at 650, then it gains at 700, and it keeps on gaining all the way. And after some comments from another cylinder head guy, the ports heads, and he has a 600 bench, he was correct. He said, check your leak at 1. And I checked this cylinder head at 1, and it was showing me 4 CFM leak. And then I added a third clamp in the back. And now it's like I hold the valves up like this at level 1, and I got 0 leak. So when I redo my small block 4 cylinder head, I'm gonna redo it this way. And if I see a 2 or 3 CFM leak, I'm just gonna add a third clamp over here like I did on this one. I was checking my leak at 3. He said, try on 1, because I guess it shows the minimal of differences. Right now the machine is at 0. And this is the numbers that I'm getting. I've done better, to be honest. But actually not really. It's pretty much the same as another one that I had done. It just I was never flow testing it past 750, let's say 800. With these numbers right here, very, very similar to this, on a 600 bench, a 394 cubic inch. It was a 394 cubic inch, all aluminum, pump gas, 11.5 to 1 compression, with a 239, 247 camshaft, a 624 lift. I made, and the Holley split intake, I made 630 horsepower and 560 pounds of torque with a 114 lobe separation camshaft. And it was pretty much the same numbers. So I'm sure it's gonna work great with the guy's engine and with a positive displacement blower on top of that. George MGR Performance, I'm gonna keep you guys updated. Now I gotta work the rest of my ports. I mean, I did a lot of work. Like I said, now with this kind of port, there's a lot of velocity, a lot of speed because of the way it's narrow and everything. Now you see the difference between that bench that shows everything is beautiful and the world is roses, because at 7 inches of depression that you're flowing that head, it doesn't have enough. I'm sitting right now, right? I'm at 850 lift, 875. I marked 307, but it went 309 because the port is just, it's just a short turn with, it's complicated, the cylinder head. It's complicated. You can get it to do miracles over here, but then up here it does other stuff. And then right now it's as good as it's gonna get. But I mean, if you saw it right now at 28 inches of depression, that's at the high lift right here. The top of the rocker is blocked. There's 3 clamps. The spark plug is in. I did a lot of work today on this thing. I mean, I was shocked because after the valve job, I just blended it in quick, and I put it on the bench, and it was going 276. I'm like, 276? What the hell is that? You know? I did a little bit more work, bing bang, it was just kept on improving up to 500, kept on improving up to 500. You see there, 292 or 500, 294 or 500, and then it would just back down. But see, that was I believe the first one. It was going 269, then I got it to go 285, then it went 288. But there was a flat spot after 500. Right now, I mean, we have, let's say with a 600 lift, 650 lift, 290, 295 is good. 299, it's a good numbers. I can play with the back out of the valve and try to manipulate things, but we're pretty good. As long as this keeps on flowing upwards, even though we lost a little bit here, but we gained it over here, so I'll take that. George, MGR Performance. Hope you enjoy my videos. Today was one of those days that I went 1 step front and 15 steps back, only to go half a step front. That's the way it is with this stuff. So right now, like I'm gonna say again, I prefer this cylinder head with a stock valve, because with a little bit bigger valve, you just have to make the bowl area bigger, then you're going more back on the short turn. So it's making you work a lot more to get pretty much the same results. Well, I don't know about, you're not gonna get 308 CFM out of a 2-inch valve, but I mean, like, the head is pretty good right now. It's very good actually. But you know, I saw the 294 here before. So if I was going 294 here, I should have been going around 310 at 600. But for whatever reason, I can't make it happen. I don't know what's going on. My short turn looks good. The valve job is good. I think it has to do with my chamber, because I milled it 20 thou and it's made the chamber more shallow. And I think that's what's creating me all these issues. So it's not really an issue, because I mean, it's going 260 at 4. It's going 290 at 6. It's going 305 at 8. So it's pretty good numbers considering. But I know inside of me, it could have been better over here. It could have been like a 300 here, and the 290, it could have been there. But again, I'm 100%. I'm pretty sure that due to the fact that I milled it off 20 off the deck and the chamber became more shallow, I think it has something to do with that, because the rest of my port looks good. So Valve job looks good. The percentages are good. It's just, that's what it's doing. George, MGR Performance. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.